Well, and then they promised me that I won't lift a finger to lift anything. And yeah, it was a done deal. And then the day they finally arrived, and then we actually woke up very early and we started pre-packing. We started packing most of our fragile items and those items that we wouldn't want them to tamper with. We packed them and then we started waiting for them. Actually, we didn't, and I actually ordered breakfast. We took it and then we washed all the utensils, because who wants to relocate with dirty utensils? And we cleaned everything was cleaned, and then we were waiting for these guys. Actually called them at 8 a.m. in the morning and was like, hey, so hi, how are you, where are you guys? And we were very ready, and then we had promised that they will be there by, they actually promised me that they will be there by 9, but guys, those guys didn't keep their promise. I called them and then their boss was like, oh, we're having some problem. We decided to start with another customer, so we are going to start with them. And then you're gonna wait for us for like 2 hours. And then I was like, oh yeah, 10 is fine. Can actually wait for 2 hours, because I have a toddler. We don't have food with us right now. By then we didn't have food, any prepared cooked food, because we actually had raw food. But with that toddler, you have to be ready. You have to have food. Although we had fruits, but guys, it was bad. And then and then I noted the problem was they didn't have workers, and they were two bosses. They were very unprofessional. They arrived late. They didn't have workers. The moment I called them at 8, I actually think they were still asleep. We've woken up, we've prepared, we've done everything, and then we're waiting for them, because I had actually paid. We were waiting for them to come and pack, and then bring their truck, move in with our things, and then we can start the journey to our new home. But we waited until 10. 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours went by, and then we were like, you guys. I called them, and then they were like, oh, and we have some problem. Oh, we can't make it. Oh, you have to wait until. And you know what, guys? By then, curfew was at 7 p.m. And then my people arrived at 6. We were very hungry. We were waiting for them because anyway. We started removing all our items outside, because we had actually informed the caretaker that we're moving out. We had started everything, removing all our chairs. We had to take the chairs inside so that we can actually have some good shelter. And then we ordered some lunch. We took lunch, and then we waited. We slept, even though I had removed our beddings, our everything. And then they actually came at 6 p.m. and they had actually promised me that they'll be there at 9. We had actually said that I had proposed that it will be better if they came at 8, and then the owner was like, no, let's give you some time to wake up, prepare, have breakfast, and then you guys can come, and then we can come at 9 or 9 when you guys are done with your eating, done with everything, packed your fragile items, and then we can come. They actually asked me about the questions that they were asking was the kind of gadgets that I have, the size of my TV, most of the electric gadgets that I have, their size and how many they are, how many bedrooms I'm moving, how many bedrooms we are living in, to how many bedrooms we are living, to the size of the house we are moving to, whether it's a standalone or an apartment. They needed all those details, and then yeah, they just did that dirty. They came, they had very unorganized, unprofessional workers. They didn't know how to handle things. They didn't know how to undo our beds, how to handle the most fragile things. I love the thing that annoyed me most. They didn't have enough cartons to pack our belongings, that they had to borrow. I actually had some gunias from Ushago, which I usually carry things with when I go there. They actually borrowed most of my gunias and packed our things in there very unprofessionally. Some of the gunias were very dirty. They had some dust inside, and then they are throwing my clothes in there, my toddler's clothes in there. Most of the things were very, I don't even know. I love the truck driver was very angry because he was saying like, you guys could have called me earlier. They actually rented that truck. That wasn't their truck. It was very bad. The driver was very mad because they were parking very, very slowly, and then he was tying. He was very angry, asking them why they are very slow, and then they will talk back very rudely, and it was just a bad day. First, guys, there's some things that you should consider while choosing a moving company. First of all, is a truck. Make sure that the company that you're hiring has a truck that can fit all your items. Otherwise, it's gonna be a long day, and they don't like going for extra, how do I call it? They don't like going for extra. This hand, oh my goodness. Well, you will edit that one. Well, make sure there are things that you should consider while choosing a moving company. One of them is make sure the truck that they have, either whether it's 1 or 2 or 3, make sure the truck can fit all of your items, and whenever they are packed, they won't cause physical damage. Otherwise, it will be a long day, and you'll encounter so much loss. And this next thing is, this is the one that they messed me with. Make sure that they have enough supplies, packing supplies if needed. We actually needed very many packing supplies, and they had none. They had very few, that the cartons filled up very quickly, and then they had nothing for backup, that they had to use my gunias. How weird is that? The next thing is, make sure the company is convenient. If the company is not convenient, kindly run with your coins and run for your life. Run with your belongings. Find a nice company, because the one I chose, and this is, they say cheap is expensive, guys. And then my experience was very bad because of late arrival and professional workers. They had poor packaging. Some of my items were lost, and then the moment that we reached to a new house, they didn't pack our things. They actually left them on the floor because of curfew. We actually got to a new house at 7 p.m. and then they had to abruptly leave without packing anything. I actually couldn't find some of the items that are placed on top of the cooker so that you can lit the fire, so I had to, and it was raining cats and dogs. There was a very heavy downpour that I had to go to our new neighbors, borrow a matchstick, and then you have to explain yourself. Oh, hi, I'm your new neighbor and we have some problem. We've just came in and I can't find most of my things, so I'm borrowing a matchstick, some matchsticks, not a full one, like 2, 3 or 4 matchsticks, and then I can light up our jiko. And then they left our makaa outside, our charcoal outside, and it got rained on. But by good luck, it was hectic, very chaotic. Things you should look for in a moving company, guys. Recommendation from other people. So make sure you've gotten a recommendation from someone who has a good experience from that moving company. Make sure they have a successful track record. Make sure they have transparent rates. Avoid these cheap people. Well, the cheaper they are, the how do I put it? The cheaper they are, the unprofessional they are. Okay, I don't know what. Well, beware of rogue movers, and yeah, make sure they have a good license and insurance, and make sure they've done all the things. Some of them actually stole some of our things, which pissed me off, and I wasn't very happy. So guys, that brings us to the end of our video. I'm very happy, so guys, that brings us to the end of our video. Thank you for watching to the end, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you've subscribed. Join the rest of us. We'll be very happy when you join us, and see you in the next video. Bye.